Hey, yo, welcome to the Blue Plates. It is real live music right here in beautiful downtown Knoxville, Tennessee. We are here inside Visit Knoxville, and you can come join us if you like. But if you can't be here with us, know that it is streaming live right now on all of our social pages as well as our YouTube channel, or you can also watch it back later at your convenience. We have 2 acts for you here today on the show. Matt Axton and his band are here and will be up the second half of the show today to get things started. Well, he's visiting with us from over in California. I bet it was that Americana Fest that brought him over in our direction, but he's got a tour going on right now. We'll talk a little bit about here in just a second as well. Y'all give a great big welcome to Chuck Prophet to the Blue Plate Special.
Well, the sun's beating down on the pavement. Money in the bank, I ain't gonna save it. Jenny coming by, hope she makes it. Jenny coming by, I sure hope she makes it. Summertime thing, summertime thing. Well, there's a party next door and it sounds like it's cooking. I poked my head over the wall, I took a look in. There was a 5-piece band, and it was really rocking. It looked like some kind of family reunion. Yeah, summertime thing, summertime thing, summertime thing. Summertime. Well, that summer heat's got me feeling lazy. The air is warm and the sky is hazy. There's people getting down, getting crazy. People getting down, getting stupid and crazy. Come on, summertime thing, summertime thing, summertime thing, summertime. Go ask your dad for the keys to the Honda. Can your sister come along? How could she not wanna? I'll put the Beach Boys on, I wanna hear Help Me Rhonda. I'll put the Beach Boys on, I wanna hear Help Me Rhonda. Yeah, roll down the sides, we'll drive to the Delta. Take off our clothes, jump into the river. Ain't nobody around, ain't nobody gonna see ya. Come on, take off your clothes, jump into the water. Hey, hey, summertime thing, summertime thing. Summertime thing, summertime. Summertime thing. Thank you. Right about now, I'd like to invite a couple of my co-conspirators up to the stage. From the group Quien Sabe, we've got Mario Cortez here on the percussion and vocals. And over here on the bajo sexto and singing high and pretty, we've got Flaco Alejandro Gomez, the pride of Salinas. All right, we're going to try a song here that's called Same Old Crime, and it goes a little something like. I wish I was a fish in the ocean. Wish I was a bird in the sky. I wish I was a rattlesnake wrapped around your finger. The thing I do is the same old crime. You might be looking at me through a telescope. I might be heating you up like a pie. Doesn't matter what on earth we're doing. Everything we do is the same old crime. Now I went to see the doctor. I gave him a talking to. I made a wish one time. I crossed myself and you came true. I wish I was a fish in the ocean. Wish I was a bird in the sky. I wish I was a lizard blowing on my trumpet. Everyone I love sitting by my side. Yeah, it's the same old crime. The same old crime.
Quisiera ser un ave en el cielo, quisiera ser un pez en el mar.
It's the same old
Quisiera ser un
crime.
ave en el cielo, quisiera ser un pez en el mar.
It's the same old
Quisiera ser un ave
crime.
en el cielo, quisiera ser un pez en el mar.
The same old
Quisiera ser un
crime.
ave en el cielo, quisiera ser un pez en el mar.
Betty dreamed a rainbow in the middle of the night. She lit a Roman candle and she shut out the lights. Betty drew a picture of a golden calf. She stood there like a statue and watched her family ripped in half. Oh, Betty, you got my number, and you know what to do. If ever you're in trouble, honey, I'm I'm in trouble too. Daddy said, come see me, I got something on my mind. We could walk the razor's edge till the end of time. Daddy threw a party, everybody made the scene. We stood around a sculpture that looked too much like me. Betty, you got my number. You know what to do. And if ever you're in trouble, honey, I'm in trouble too. And you know what to do. If ever you're in trouble, honey, I'm in trouble too. Thank you.
It's Chuck Prophet and his Cumbia shoes with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. So we have seen a very good representation of Chuck's style. He started out with his singer-songwriter style, and then on came the Cumbia shoes, and they are two totally different things. So talk to us a little bit explain to us about your journey into Cumbia music.
Well, it's a little bit of a gestation story. I mean, in some ways, it started, many years ago, but I think during the pandemic, when so many of us were sidelined and, I just stepped off the treadmill of gigs and records and everything, probably for the first time in like 40 years, and it was kind of cool because ultimately it afforded me the time to do a lot of listening, which, deep listening, like when you're 12 and you're lying on the carpet, And Cumbia was something that I got a little bit obsessed with. I became kind of evangelical about it. I had a radio show. I was making all my friends sticking mixed CDs. Come on, man, get excited. And that went on for a while. And then I went through a health scare, and I was in treatment for 6 months. And if you've ever gone through any kind of chemo, let me tell you, man, that's the blues. So Cumbia music was something that helped me get out of my head.
Lifted your spirits.
Yeah, absolutely. And it helped me get out of my head, and I was felt fairly decent at least a week out of the month. And oftentimes I would go down and visit these guys in Salinas where they live, and I'd been following their group Key and Save around as a kind of fanboy, and they said, Chuck, if you want to play, you can come down to Salinas. We got a house in the woods, and you can turn up as loud as you want. And for this apartment dweller, I was like, I'm there. So we did some playing together and jamming together, and an offer came in for a festival, and my band wasn't available, and so I took it. And from there, we started to, I don't know, it took some time for me, but I fantasized about making a Cumbia record. I just didn't know, what that would mean. And eventually a few songs came, a few more songs came. They taught me a lot of stuff, and we got in the studio. And,
now, do you have to write in a different style, or
probably should have?
What did they bring? Do they bring the cumbia to the music?
Well,
how does it?
I mean, I'm too old to change. I'm a classicist in so many ways. My approach to songwriting is, what Dave Hickey refers to as the cookie. It's all about, you write a verse, you got some content in there, and then you get to the chorus. It's like giving people the cookie. Then you give them another verse, and then you give them another cookie. And then, if you got a bridge, then you take them to the bridge, take the cookie away. Make them wait for it, then give it back. And they don't even know 3.5 minutes have gone by, But a lot of this, that's the real building classicism, that I've been so seeped in. But a lot of cumbia music, a lot of chicha music, which is a interesting kind of surf cumbia music that comes out of Peru in the 60s and 70s. Like, oftentimes, those guys are just one chord forever, And I'm like, I can't really do that, So when I got together with these guys, we would put the cumbia grooves underneath the feet of the songs, But I didn't really change that much of my songwriting to accommodate it, It seemed to work.
Seems to work. It's fun. Everybody's enjoying it. Wake the Dead is the name of the project, and streaming out there on all those music platforms, as well as and more at chuckprophet.com. PROPH, not two F's. We had a department store called Prophets here, but
that's a Southern thing.
It was
I think
two
there was
F's.
a well-known banjo player, Frank Prophet, comes up a lot.
Yeah. We always encourage our audience to shake and howdy with our performers and thank them for, getting up early and coming and making some music for us here today. So I'm going to back out of the way so we can get more of that. It's Chuck Prophet and his Cumbia Shoes on the Blue Plate Special.
Uno. Well, sometimes I think the love we made all adds up to one big lie. I begged you for a second chance, slept right through your long goodbye. Lying on my back, staring at the stars above. First came the thunder, then came the rain. Then there was sunshine, now it all feels the same. I try to imagine just how it would be if I'd have been you, baby, and you'd have been me. First came the thunder, well, I get a little sentimental when I've had a couple of drinks. Sometimes I think I'll phone you, but mostly I just sit here and think about your silky hair and how you pressed your flesh to mine. First came the thunder, then came the rain, then there was sunshine. Now it all feels the same. I try to imagine just how it would be if I'd have been you, baby, and you'd have been me. First came the thunder, the road I'm on leads back to you, but I can't see my way to the end. Sometimes it gets so quiet, I hear the words you never said, spilling from a radio, drifting across the double line. First came the thunder, then came the rain, then there was sunshine. Now it all feels the same. I try to imagine just how it would be if I'd have been you, baby, and you'd have been me. First came the thunder, first came the thunder. Thank you. I had another nightmare. You turned away from me. You left me here to wander for all eternity. And if there's a silver lining, give the boy a kiss, something to remind him of what he might miss. Now I went to see the doctor, and he was taking his own pulse. And I said, "Doctor, what's the matter?" He said, "I think I've seen a ghost." Well, if there's a silver lining, give the boy a kiss, something to remind him of what he might miss. Another nightmare. You turned away from me. You left me here to wander for all eternity, for all eternity.
Pesadilla, pesadilla,
For all eternity.
fue una pesadilla, en la cual yo te perdí,
For all
que me
eternity.
dejaste ahí esperando, pero yo nunca te vi.
Gonna wake the dead, get them on their feet. Gonna count our nickels like we're counting sheep. Gonna rob from Peter to pay Paul. Yeah, that's not all. Gonna teach the children a little history, but not too much now. Gonna cop a plea. We're gonna rob from Peter to pay Paul. That's not all. We might have ourselves a picnic. We might end up on the moon. They might even name a planet after me. If they ask you any questions, go ahead, tell the truth. If we have to, we can plead insanity. If it's good enough for you, it works for me. Gonna wake the dead, get them on their feet. Gonna form an army, gonna plant a tree. We're gonna rob from Peter to pay Paul, and that's not all. We might have ourselves a picnic. We might end up on the moon. They might even make a martyr out of me. If they ask you any questions, go ahead, tell the truth. If we have to, we can plead insanity. If it's good enough for you, it works for me. Have ourselves a picnic. We might end up on the moon. We might even give ourselves the third degree. If they ask you any questions, go ahead, tell the truth. If we have to, we can plead insanity. If it's good enough for you, it works for me. Thank you, everybody. Thanks so much.
That's Chuck Prophet and his Cumbia shoes.
Mario Cortez on the percussion. Flaco Alejandro on everything else.
We always encourage our audience to shake and howdy with our performers after the show, and certainly thank them for being here with us today on the WDVX Blue Plate Special. Support for the WDVX Blue Plate Special. Well, that comes from listeners just like yourselves. And from Barley's down in Knoxville's Old City. It is home of the Big Plate on Fridays. And this Friday, Mal Nombre will be there with us on the show. And you can find out more about them by visiting our website there at WDVX.com. Additional support comes from Modelo Especial, Corona Extra, and Visit Knoxville. Well, let's see. I told you that Mal Nombre is going to be with us on Friday. Tomorrow, Craig Marshall will be here with us. Chris Wilhelm will join us on Wednesday. Robert Street Friedman will be with us on Thursday. And then on Saturday, it's a double bill with Eric Summer and the band Forest Day. You can find out more about all of these acts by visiting our website there at WDVX.com. Find the box that says Blue Plate Special and click on that, and it's going to take you right on over there to the calendar where you can find more information at WDVX.com. So we got some events coming up for you here with WDVX, and the next one is this Saturday as ORNL FCU presents the summer sessions at Bissell Park in Oak Ridge. It is a free show. It begins at 6 p.m. Our guest at this performance will be Cruz Contreras and the Black Lilies, along with Madeline Talent and Stony Point Bluegrass Band. And again, you can find out more about the summer sessions there on the website as well. Following that, our next event will be next weekend. That's on the 28th of September. And this is going to be a big birthday bash for Trailhead Beer Market. It's their 10-year birthday celebration, and they're turning it in to a benefit for WDVX. And, oh, it's just so sweet of Joe and Brandon to do such a thing for us. And it'll be live music with a Bluegrass Super Jam featuring Evie Andrus and the East Tennessee Bluegrass Association, John Whitlock, some live polka from the Shoe Platter, Daniel Kimbrough and Mike Sill and California Sober, and then Mega Weed. That includes Jake Smith, Sam Quinn, and Ben McLaughlin. Also joining us will be Martin Harley, Sam Lewis, and Texas Tony and the Tornado Ramblers. You can find information on all of that at WDVX.com. All right. Well, I think we're ready to go.
Anybody play drums? Oh, there he is. He's right there.
Our next guest, I'm not sure, Matt. Are you in California these days?
We are. We're Los Angeles based outfit here. So California takeover today.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry about that, folks.
That's all right. We're happy to have y'all. He's from one of those legacy families. You all give a great big welcome to Matt Axton to the Blue Plate Special.
Oh, thank you, friends. Thank you so much. Well, it's just an honor to have Chuck Prophet open up for me. That's really what it's a good thing is. That's why we're here. And then those Cumbia shoes. So like I said, we're based out of Los Angeles, California right now, and we're on the, I don't know how much you're going to brag about this, but we're on the biggest national tour we've ever had. We're about to hit the whole northeastern seaboard for the next month. So you guys are catching us. We're fresh right now. This is perfectly fresh right now. As Red mentioned, I come from a pretty deep musical legacy. My father was an old singer-songwriter by the name of Hoyt Axton. Anybody ever heard of Hoyt Axton before as well? Now, I always like to make sure in any room, he doesn't owe you any money, right? He doesn't owe anybody money in here? Okay, good. We're all good now. This is very important. So we're going to, in our short time up, we're going to do like a little Americana history journey of sorts. Not only was my father a very well-known, successful artiste, but my grandmother was an amazing songwriter in her own right. So we'll do a little, like I said, walk down Axton history lane right here. And we're going to kick it off with our theme song, though. My name is Matt Axton, like this big drum head says, and like Red just says, but we call our band Bad Moon. They're a bunch of good guys, but this is our theme song right here. It's a little song about robbing trains on the high plains, something we can all relate to. It's very important. It goes a little bit like this.
Following the smoke of a northbound train, moving as fast as we can, in search of fortune and fame. Then you'll never see us again. We never travel in the day, 'cause we're always on the run. The sun won't give us away under the light of a bad moon. Step on board, open the door. Can't have fear anymore. Raise your hands and give me a chance to get what I came for. We never travel in the day, 'cause we're always on the run. The sun won't give us away under the light of a bad moon. 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 We ride until the day we die. All right, friends of the Blue Plate Special, Knoxville, Tennessee. We're gonna give you a little high noon showdown of sorts. Watch out for ricochets. I'm going to pick somebody completely unbiased from the audience to decide who won that. You, young lady right there in the amazing shirt. If you had to pick somebody, the man you booked for this show or some random dude standing behind me to win this battle, who would you pick? Be honest with me. Me? Oh my God, of course. Oh, what a nice lady. An honest person as well. How amazing. How amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He always wins. Hide the cash, get the law off our backs, trying to lay low. One day soon, we'll get up and move down to Mexico. We never travel in the day, 'cause we're always on the run. The sun won't give us away under the light of a bad moon, under the light of a bad moon, under the light of a bad moon, under the light of a bad moon. We ride until the day we die, under the light of a bad moon, under the light of a bad moon, under the light of a bad moon. We ride until the day we die. Oh, thank you, friends. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like I said, good or bad, I wrote that tune, good or bad. So without further ado, we'll get into our second tune. But like I mentioned, my father wrote a bunch of amazing songs back in the day, was an artistic character of many kinds. He did a little acting, a lot of songwriting, a lot of practical troubadouring all across this country. The biggest song my dad wrote was a little song called Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog, right? Joy to the World, that's #1 right there. One song you heard earlier on the radio was a little song called Never Been to Spain, was #2. #3, most people do not know this, was a little hit for a band called Steppenwolf in 1969 called The Pusher. That's right, it's a Hoyt Axton tune, who would have thought? And then to round it out, on the other side of the spectrum was the #1 hit for Ringo Starr called the No No Song. Those were the top 4 Hoyt Axton hits that he wrote right there. But the whole Axton, that's right, I'll take his claps, I'll take his claps. But the whole Axton legacy started one generation prior to that with my grandmother. Her name was Mayborn Axton. She was a PR personality and a part-time songwriter and school teacher in the South in the early 1950s. She was the main PR person for a guy named Colonel Tom Parker. You guys know of him, right? Colonel Tom Parker. Specifically, his main artist, a guy named Hank Snow. Now, my grandmother saw this young artist start opening up for Hank Snow and getting a lot of attention. I keep seeing his picture popping up on his TVs. You guys might have heard of him as Elvis Aaron Presley, right? And so because of my grandmother's extensive background in PR, she went to the head of RCA Records and she said, hey, this kid's gonna be big someday. You guys should probably take a chance and swoop him up right now before somebody else does. And so they listened to her. She was the youngest of 9 kids, the only daughter, so she knew how to tell people what to do. She knew how to do that. And they listened. And RCA signed Elvis to the biggest contract in the history of mankind of $20,000. Right? LA people will know this joke. That's 4 martinis in Los Angeles, is what that is. Sad but true, sad but true. But anyway, they signed Elvis to this big contract, and after a few months, they were getting worried. They didn't have a hit yet. So they went to my grandmother. They said, May, you got us in this pickle. You're going to get us out. So she's like, fine, I'll go write Elvis a hit song. Why not, right? She grabbed her songwriting partner, a guy named Tommy Durden. They grabbed a newspaper off the stand, went home, laid it out on the kitchen counter, and looked in the back for articles that could give them some inspiration to write this hit song for Elvis. And they found an article of a man, a melancholy article of a guy that had taken his own life, sadly, and left a note in his pocket that said, I walk a lonely street. And in the next 22 minutes, my grandmother and Tommy Durden wrote Elvis Presley's first million-selling hit called Heartbreak Hotel. That's right, that's right. And at the same time, my father was a standout junior varsity football player at Robert E. Lee High School in Jacksonville, Florida. Came home to make himself a triple-decker peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And in the living room, he saw Elvis and my grandma talking about the musical life and all the great things that come from that. And something snapped in his head. He's like, that's what I want to do. Made his way out to Hollywood, wrote himself a #1 hit, Joy to the World. And to this day, my grandmother and father are the only parent and child to independently write #1 hits in the history of mankind. And it's something that I get to carry, and I'm very honored to do that. And I know you guys didn't come here to hear me talk, so we're going to play a song called Heartbreak Hotel for you guys right now. Well, since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell. Down at the end, the lonely street at Heartbreak Hotel. Well, you'd be so lonesome, you'd be so lonesome, you could cry, 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 cry. I said, you'd be so lonesome, you'd be so lonesome, you could die. Well, although it's always crowded, you still can't find some room for broken-hearted lovers to cry there in the gloom. You'll be so lonesome, you'll be so lonesome, you could cry, 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 cry. I said, you'll be so lonesome, you'll be so lonesome, you could die. Keep flowing, the desk clerk dressed in black. I've been so long on lonely street, I'll never, oh never, oh never go back. You'd be so lonesome, you'd be so lonesome, you could cry, 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 cry. I said, you'd be so lonesome, you'd be so lonesome, you could die. So if your baby leaves you, got a new tale to tell, just take a walk down lonely street to Heartbreak Hotel. Well, you'd be so lonesome, you'd be so lonesome, you could cry, 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 cry. I said, you'd be so lonesome, you'd be so lonesome, you could die. I said, you'd be so lonesome, you'd be so lonesome, you could die. Well, thank you very much. Well, thank you, Chuck. Thank you, everybody.
It's Matt Axton with us here today on the Blue Plates special. So I'm not going to talk a whole lot because he's kind of walked us through the musical path that I was going to kind of...
stole your story.
No, not necessarily. They'd rather hear it from you anyway. And but there was your grandmother wrote hit songs. Your dad wrote hit songs. My dad was a golf pro. I'm not that, A lot of kids do not follow in the paths of their family, history. Usually out of rebellion, but just, maybe sometimes just lack of interest for that particular thing. And
Yeah.
But you did choose music. Did you ever consider another career?
Oh, yes, I consider it every day. Every day we're on tour. I'm like, wow, I should have learned computer securities or something fun. Should have invested in Bitcoin 10 years ago. It's a very smart thing to do. Well, my legacy story is a teeny bit different. I'm my dad's youngest kid by quite a bit. So I came around when he was a little more mellow and set in his ways. And my mother was my dad's piano player and band manager and music manager. So it was a family affair. There was no way to escape. Usually legacy kids have one normal parent that's at home keeping everything going, but I did not have that. When it was time to get on the road, it was a family affair, like I said. So that sort of set me up with a natural love to want to be on the road and want to go entertain and see people. But I didn't pick up a guitar until much later in my life, after I was actually supposed to be a football player, believe it or not. I got a ride out to.
You're a tall guy.
Oh yeah, yes. But then I was like, I shouldn't do that. I'm gonna hurt my knee someday. I hurt him anyway. But when I actually hurt my knee playing basketball one day, and I got surgery, and I sat there for 3 months in a cast, and I was like, well, I'll just grab this guitar and see what happens. And I was like, wow, that's fun. That's easy. Let's keep going with that. And that was 20 years ago, and I haven't stopped ever since. I haven't put it down ever since. So it was a weird, mix of being around it my whole life, and when I felt like it was something I wanted to do, I just was enrobed in it, and I was supportive of my family the entire way. My dad passed when I was 16, so it's also a way for me to keep him alive. It's a very easy way for me to keep his memory and his love of music and connecting with people alive.
Well, you have a resemblance too.
Absolutely,
You look a lot like him.
Well,
So-
the good ways, right? In the good ways, not the bad ways. Okay.
Well, hopefully you don't owe anybody money either.
Oh, I don't have any. I'm a musician. That's the best part. We don't have any.
So, Same Old Story is the current project from Matt, and you
Absolutely.
have some of those available over there at the merch table.
What was that? We don't have Same Old Story out, but we have our latest album. This next year, everything comes out in singles now in this digital world. So Same Old Story is available on all your platforms. We have our last album, Blue Sky Rain, over there, and a bunch of fun little merch. And as most people know, independent artists survive off your claps, your smiles, and sometimes your merch purchases. That's how it works for us out here.
Well, they are on an extended tour, and you can help put a little gas in that tank by shopping at the merch table. Tomorrow they'll be in Charlottesville, Virginia, and then on Wednesday, Morgantown, West Virginia, on up to New York, Maine, New Jersey, Connecticut, New Hampshire. Like you said, big tour. But both of our acts today are kind of on the same kind of trajectory there.
Yes, west to Nashville and then just explode out of there.
Shake and howdy with them after the show and thank them for being here. But for now, I'm going to back out of the way so we can get more music from Matt Axton.
Right.
On the
More
Blue
music. Is that
Play
okay? We do a little
special.
more music for you guys? Okay, just making sure. Think we have time for two more, you think? Because that's going to be about the thing? Okay. This one's 25 minutes long, so good luck, everybody. This is the last single called Same Old Story. Another sort of outlaw country tune. Well, she was just a pretty little girl in the middle of a great big world. Couldn't tell the difference between real life and the one she saw on TV. Wanted to be a star, never got the chance to make it that far. Believed every word she heard. You're gonna be the next big thing. You really think I will? But it's the same old story once again. And I guess some things just never change. Well, now he was just a nice young man, getting by the best he can. Just wanted to do things right,
have a happy house and home, try to love his wife. Came back one day after slaving away. Opened the door up the stairs, but his wife was not alone up there. Now it's a broken, oh, it's a broken heart and home. But it's the same old story once again. And I guess some things just never change. Won't you try a bit? Now you want more of that. If you take too much, too little, that could turn out bad. Money don't mean a thing, but when you're stone flat and broke, don't come bother me for change. Stay happy, healthy, as long as you can. Remember, there's no money in the cure, it's in the treatment, man. But it's the same old story once again. And I guess some things just never change. To my left, Mr. Austin Callan on the bass. Everybody to give you a very tight, awesome solo. Mr. Austin Callan from Redondo Beach, California. You can see this man behind my enormous ego, Mr. Parker Law. Mr. Parker Law, everybody. I am just one little life, actor in this great play of day and night, just a faint link in the scheme of time, grateful for what I have and what I find, amazed at all I grab, and the ones that came before to give me a chance. it's the same old story once again. And I guess some things just never change. Oh, it's the same old story once again. And I guess some things just never change.
It's
Thank you,
Matt
Vance. Thank you.
Axton with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. We're going to get one last tune from Matt here in just a second. But how about one more round of applause for Chuck Prophet and
Yeah,
his
Chuck
Cumbia
Prophet.
shoes. Yeah, we always encourage our audience to shake and howdy with the performers and thank them for being here with us. Chuck is headed tomorrow up north to Norfolk, Virginia, on to New Jersey, New York, Maryland, and West Virginia before they head back to California. So if you heard your state called out there, chuckprophet.com for more information. Matt and the gang will be headed up to Charlottesville tomorrow, and then Wednesday, Morgantown, West Virginia, again on to New York, Maine, New Jersey, Connecticut, New Hampshire on this tour. So, yes, they will all be touring the Eastern Coast here over the next week or so. Matt's got some merch available here in the house, and like I said, shake and howdy and thank them for getting up early on a Monday and coming and making some music for us here today on the show. Craig Marshall will be here tomorrow. You can find out more about that at WDVX.com. We are listener supported. There's always a little donation box in the back of the room. A little love in the bucket keeps the good music going on the Blue Plate Special. Mm-hmm. Thank you all so much for being here with us today.
Thank you all for being here. Look at that. It's a magical place you got going on here.
Will you leave us with the last tune?
Well, yeah, I think we could do one last tune. For my money, the greatest song about a frog ever written in the history of mankind.
Yes.
We're going to play it right now. If that's okay. A little bit of joy. So all we ask, friends, like I said, you guys got to wake up early and hang out with us too. So all we ask is take a little bit of this joy we're going to give you right now. And you go out into the world and you spread it. You don't got to do a lot. We're busy people. But you go do something that makes you happy and make the person next to you happy. And that snowball effect is real. And it will cover the entire world in joy. And the world can never have too much joy. It's just impossible. We've tried. It's impossible. So thank you guys for being our friends. Blue Plate Special. First time here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Hopefully we get to come back. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Red. A little bit of joy to your world. Was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Well, I never understood a single word he said, but I helped him drink his wine. And he always had some mighty fine wine. Singing joy to the world, all the boys and girls now. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Though I love the ladies, love to have their fun. I'm a high night flyer, rainbow rider, straight shooting son of a gun. Yes, I'm a straight shooting son of a gun. I'm singing joy to the world. All the boys and girls now, joy to the
If I was the king of the world, tell you what I do. Well, I throw away the cars and the bars and the wars, make sweet love to you. Oh yes, I make sweet love to you. Singing joy to the world, all the boys and girls now. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Everybody singing joy to the world. All the boys and girls now. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. I said joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Oh, Ella, joy. Just a little bit of joy now for you and me. Just a little bit of joy. Thank you, friends. Thank you, friends. Thank you. Joy to you.
Matt Axton, thank y'all. Join us again next time for more real live music on the Blue Plate Special.